Episode 2, Getting to Know the Contents of Your Mask. Dear listener, welcome back. For those of you who listened to the last episode, how did you get on with your attention practice? And for those of you who didn't, please take a look at that episode so you're familiar with the concept of wearing your oxygen mask and the first chemical we explored how to practice, which was attention. In today's episode, we'll be continuing on with our theme and exploring the second chemical in your oxygen mask. But before we do that, I wanted to say a few words about the fact that your oxygen mask is as unique as you are. You see, although all the chemicals we'll be exploring are in everyone's mask, each person needs different chemicals in different proportions at different times in their lives. Once you become familiar with the chemicals and explore how best to apply them to yourself, the next step is to discern when each one is needed in your practice. So wearing your oxygen mask becomes an art as well as a science, and over time you'll refine and hone the combination of practices that you choose. The important thing is to have some kind of practice that you do on a regular basis to replenish yourself so that you can keep empowering others without burning out yourself. But it's not just about preventing burnout, it's also about positively developing yourself too, so that you can be a role model for development and growth to the people that you're responsible for. Now, I do a lot of work with people in the finance industry, and I sometimes use the concept of investment here. You can see wearing your mask as a way of investing in your own growth. The smallish amount of time that you spend will repay much larger dividends in terms of energy, motivation, and personal purpose over time. So the question to consider is, what sort of practice will work best for you? Say you decide to wear your oxygen mask for 15 minutes a day. One day you may focus on one chemical, say doing your attention practice. Another day, another one or two. Or you may want to do a streak and focus on one practice for a period of time to really develop that capacity in yourself. And you can keep evolving, of course, as you go along. So now let's have a look at this week's oxygen mask chemical, which is perspective. So why does perspective matter? Well, perspective is your capacity to think strategically and ask yourself and others the big questions that really matter. It helps you to become a long-term thinker in a short-term world. So much of professional life today is busy work, and it's so easy to become busy and see it as synonymous with important, in demand, or successful. But busy is not good or bad, it's just busy. You can be busy at work, doing useful things that make a contribution to the world, that are enjoyable and life-giving to you. And you can be equally busy at work, doing useless things, going through the motions, doing things that are draining and life-sapping to you. And of course, anything in between. The difference is perspective, as it helps you to think strategically. Without it, you may be busy doing a lot of things, but not make time for the things that are most essential. The paradox with perspective is that although most people know it's critical to their professional success, they struggle to find time to do it. In her insightful TED Talk, The Real Reason We're All So Busy and What to Do About It, Dorie speaks about this phenomenon amongst senior leaders. She references two studies. The first found that 97% of leaders believed that perspective or strategic thinking was the key to their organisation's success. The second found that 96% of leaders said they don't have any time for strategic thinking. The result, she concludes, is that 96% of professionals are not doing the one thing that is most critical to their success. And there's a link to the talk below this episode if you want to listen. Now, your ability to keep perspective can be practiced, and there are many ways to do this. So click on the link below to be taken to a short guided activity video to help you apply the principle of perspective for your own oxygen mask practice. So that's all for now, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this second episode of Wearing Your Oxygen Mask. And if so, please share it with anyone you think may find this useful. And if you want to explore more resources from us at the Career Intelligence Academy, there's a link for you to click as well. And I hope to see you back for the next episode, which will be in 2 weeks' time. And meanwhile, wishing you a career path as unique as you. With all best wishes, Anita.